I looked, it's like, did Sleepy Joe just open his mouth and just say that? The only thing was needed was a chair at that point in time. I need a flying chair somewhere to fly somewhere and hit Joe in the head. This is SOS. I'm Squish. SOSReality. We got a nice juicy beer. I know I'm Squish. This is SOS. I'm Squish.
I'm Smitty.
Please hit the like and subscribe button.
Also leave a comment down below, even if we're
Trash.
on to y'all.
And remember, if you don't vote for Sleepy Joe, you're not black.
So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
As y'all heard, Charlamagne the guy on the Breakfast Club got flamed up by Larry Elder. If you don't know who Larry Elder is, he's a conservative, pseudo-conservative guy. I mean, I don't know how to, pundit. Political pundit. Okay. Political pundit. So he's been around for years. Like, he even had his own show 20 years ago. So if you get into a discussion with him, he's been in many debates, and he's a black conservative. And one thing we know about black conservatives, they don't back down. They've been through the ridicule, so they're not gonna worry about that part. Now, one part about this is Charlamagne was pretty much trying to troll him and ask him about pretty much like he's not black in a certain way. The Negro wake-up card. He said, when have you had yours? Larry Elder responded. And the response, we're going to put the clip up for it, then we're going to respond to it.
You ever heard of the term wake-up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Oh, brother.
I'm just asking. You think you've ever
Well,
had
I'm acutely aware, Charlamagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, it seems to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part. How dare this guy come in here and insult you, a black man, and tell you you got to think a certain kind of way? I'm amazed that you weren't mad about that.
I'm not gonna say it upset me, just like I'm not letting you upset me. You know what I mean? I don't tend to get upset over things like that. But what I did say,
well, you just not talk about a nigger wake-up call, and it seemed to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part to have a white guy come in here who also said, by the way, about Mitt Romney. Because he didn't want to put more regulations on Wall Street, going to put y'all back in chains. And Joe Biden has lied for decades about his civil rights record, claiming that he desegregated movie theaters and restaurants in Wilmington, Delaware, when he didn't do any of that. He lied and said that he tried to visit Nelson Mandela during apartheid South Africa. He did not. And he came in here and told you aren't even black and let you think a certain kind of way. It seemed to me that should have been a nigga wake-up call for you, but it wasn't, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, no, for the record, I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
I didn't say you were.
Yeah, I think both.
I don't know what you are. I never even asked you about your party affiliation.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, but you are black.
Absolutely.
And to have a white guy come in here and tell you have to say, think a certain kind of way, otherwise you, quote, ain't black? Wow.
How should I have replied to him, you think?
What I just now said, how dare you insult me and tell me I think as a human being, let alone as a black person? I don't tell you how to think, Joe Biden. How dare you come in here and tell me how I should think? I'm going to vote for Donald Trump if I want to vote for Donald Trump. And if I want to vote for Donald Trump, it does not make me not black. 20% of black people, black men, as I said, voted for Donald Trump in 2020. Are they not black now? So only 80% of black people, black men walking around are really black, 20% are not because they voted for Donald Trump? How insulting is that? How condescending is that?
He responded and said, hey, Charlamagne, you got your Negro wake-up card when Joe Biden straight up told you in your face, if you don't vote for him, you're not black.
And you ain't black.
You should have felt insulted by that.
He should have felt insulted because we made fun of that when he said that. I looked, it's like, did Sleepy Joe just open his mouth and just say that? The only thing was needed was a chair at that point in time. I need a flying chair somewhere to fly somewhere and hit Joe in the head. You don't tell. I will say this though, Smitty, me and you always talk about this. I think, believe it or not, the black conservative is actually right on a lot of points. But what do we always tell them? They get lost down the rabbit hole.
That's gonna be
That's not your game. That's where they get lost at. The gang don't quite totally accept you all the way. Even though we might have some things we agree with them about, like family structure and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The problem that we get split down the middle is the people that run it quite don't want you over. But yeah, I like I say, Smitty, me and Smitty always say we don't think the black viewer or voter is supposed to be claiming liberal or conservative. We need to have our own corner that we sit there and make our own decision on who gonna give us some shit. Like Ice Cube was saying, but y'all cussed Ice Cube ass out and called him crazy for that. So.
Well, this is the thing about the Democratic Party. See, y'all have to understand, black voters at first did not vote for the Democratic Party. It was Republican at first. Now, after the LBJ bill, the Civil Rights Bill was signed, majority of blacks went to sign with Democrats or vote for Democrats. Ever since then, they've been keeping the Democrat vote. Now, ironically, when this happened, he actually said that he's going to have black voters vote for him for the next 50 to 60 years. And ironically, we still voting for him.
Yes, we have become dumb with just, hey, all they do is just throw something out there to make us upset about a racist moment happening. And we totally forget to bag of tricks again and go right back to giving them our vote. Unless they offer us something, we don't need to be voting for them. That's what Cube was saying was right. I know they didn't want to view it Cube, but what he said was right. He said, what? The other one don't even want to talk to me. The other one at least saying he might offer us something. The one of them was like, hey, I got your vote regardless. I ain't got to give you nothing. It is funny how we are leapfrog in the political game by the people we shall not speak of. They have taken our idea and ran with it and went way farther than we have.
Most definitely. Now, the other part that he said to Charlamagne that he should have been insulted about, he said, this is what liberals do, and I do agree, but conservatives do it as well. He was saying that you should have been insulted and asked him, because Charlamagne said, well, what am I supposed to say? He said, you're supposed to say to him, which is ironically, he's acting crazy, saying, even asking another man how he should think. Yeah. That's crazy enough. But he said, you should have told him, I feel insulted for you to think that a black person is supposed to think a certain way, and I never asked you how to think, or you need to think a certain way. So you just insulted the whole race of me and everybody else. I said, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, and not to mention when Joe made that statement, bro, Joe, if we pull up Joe Biden background, it ain't good. He ain't got no good record with us. What you talking about, boy? Anytime anybody was involved in that super predator movement, I always bring up when we got called super predators. I ain't forgot about that. I know all of them still look like half of them on that blue side.
Hold on. Yeah. The other part, black people always forget with Joe Biden. Back in the late 70s, he was in Congress, and this is when they was integrating, early 70s, mid 70s, whatever. He was saying, I don't want my kids going to a jungle. I mean, this is the thing that we don't research and look at.
Bro, they playing games with us, man. But people get on their feelings and just blindly vote. They are playing games with us. We are in a hunger game, sir. And y'all out here just voting for Senator Snow or whatever. Like it ain't nothing. Snow's getting my vote every year, bro. Yeah. He gave us nothing in 30 years.
So, more to the story about politics, because we really don't talk about it too much. All we saying is, with politics, this is how it goes. If you're not getting anything, don't vote.
Yeah. We ain't trying to be majorly political. F***ing politics. You ain't giving our black asses nothing, we not voting for you.
Do like, hey, do like the Asians do most of the time. Not to be generalizing them, but we know they vote the less. They vote the less out of every demographic. And the reason why is if they're not getting anything.
Yeah. That's why I always enjoy listening to Killer Mike speak. Killer Mike has a real good grasp on kind of like, hey, man, like make them value your vote somehow, man, and get something. We not getting nothing. We just giving our vote to people that ain't gave us nothing in a very long time.
That's just how it is, man. It's crazy. But yeah, Larry Elder just had to set Charlamagne straight. Charlamagne was fumbling through that whole interview after that. Oh, another part I want to bring up, and I'm not going to show the clip to it. It was another lady that came over there before Charlamagne got into the mix. And pretty much she was saying, well, who runs the system, this and this and that. But the thing is, when you interview on Larry Elder is a starch hard conservative. He's never going to say the system was ran by whites. That's just something he don't do. That's that thing, being accepted thing we're talking about. Yeah. But that's the thing. When you interview him, he's not going to agree to that. So you have to come with other questions to kind of pin him down. Now, he did use the victim card on talking about him running for certain offices and different things like that. He did use that as the victim card, and you usually got to use that against him to kind of pin him to like what it is a black and white thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, sometimes I mean, you can call it what it is. I just say, like I say, we should be claiming that we liberal or conservative. We should be in our own corner with our own ideas, trying to give our vote to who is going to offer us something. Mm-hmm. That's what I say we should be doing. Use your brain. Stop being brainwashed by these political parties.
Yeah, that's all I say.
Yep. But this is SOS. I'm Squish.
I'm Smitty.
Please hit the like, subscribe button.
Also leave a comment down below, even if we're
Trash.
on the y'all.
And remember, if you didn't vote for Joe, you're not black.
And you ain't black.
You're not black. I'm putting that clip on.
I need an Alabama, Alabama church fly out of nowhere. Man. Hit him in his head when he said that, bro.
Y'all have a good one.